The search for peace in the Southeast continues. In this regard, the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, has followed its decision to abolish sit-at-home in the zone with sensitization campaign towards putting a permanent end to the protests. IPOB spokesperson Ima Powerful said the people of the Southeast should know that the sit-at-home is not only dead, but will never be used again as a tool for civil disobedience. Let me start from Kolawole Johnson. Ima Powerful is speaking on behalf of IPOB now, but knowing that the struggle in the southeastern part of the country, after the IPOB guys, they've kind of deregulated the struggle, and you have all sort of players that are not necessarily the Kano backed people in this struggle right now. We have multiple players, hoodlums, criminals coming to masquerade as freedom fighters that are at the vanguard of enforcing this crippling Monday sit-at-home.
When you have non-state actors taking charge of the duties of state actors, you don't expect a seamless, or you may not expect a cohesive leadership. Tunes of discordance, it's part of what you see in them. But the havoc itself is being wreaked continuously. And that is what we are faced with, that whoever, whether it is Group A or Group B, when it started, they all supported it. August 2021, when this started. Remember, they all supported it. Recently, was it last year or thereabout? I remember there was going to be a national exam, and the faction declared sit-at-home. It took the younger brother of Kano himself to come out to say, no, you can't declare sit-at-home when there are students who are meant to write examinations. Unfortunately, they still went to some places to even dislodge the students and even touch some schools. Today,
set schools ablaze.
Yes, today, estimate or research has it that the Southeast itself, of the economy at large, has lost over 7 trillion naira since this started. As at May 2023, 71 Mondays, and they also told us for every single day that they declare sit-at-home, that the transport sector alone loses an average of 3 billion naira. Now, of the over 1.3 trillion nano and micro businesses in Anambra, you know what they lose each day. We go to Abia that has about 770,000 of such businesses. Southeast is the home of business. You don't shut it.
Area market.
You don't.
Market.
Of course, it's not a place that you hold back the people from doing what they know how to do best. And unfortunately, if care is not taken, thank God that they are stepping in to stop it now. It's not only affecting the economy of the Southeast, it is already affecting the economy of the nation, and this is why we must step in to ensure that non-state actors don't determine the dynamics or don't define the dynamics of a society.
Okay, today's another Monday. I want our viewers from the Southeast, just call in, tell us the situation in any states of the Southeast. Just tell us the situation. We want to know what actually transpired today. Maybe, Jile, the governor of Enugu State, he has been at loggerheads, and one of his determination is to put a kind of end to this. It has been tried by the governor of Anambra State before now. The thing did not work out, but Enugu State governor has dissipated a lot of, prioritized this thing, that this Monday thing must stop.
Yes, and he said the state loses at least 10 billion, every Monday.
Every Monday?
Yes. A survey that was conducted showed that in 71 Mondays, the Southeast lost 5.4 trillion in business. And
5.4 trillion.
This survey took into cognizance all shades of businesses, whether nano businesses or small scale businesses and all that. So naturally, this sort of thing should end. In any case, IPOB declared a long time ago that the sit-at-home should be only on days that Nnamdi Kano will be being taken to court. But the cultists and other brigands that hijacked this whole thing do not want to even obey the instruction of IPOB that instituted it in the first place. So every Monday, they want to enforce it. And people, because security is also usually lax on those Mondays, with checkpoints unmanned, with policemen also observing sit-at-home, it's difficult for people to take the risk of coming out, because if you do that, you are putting your life in danger. So it has gone on. And the funny character who is based in Finland has taken this joke too far. Igbo leaders appealed to Nnamdi Kanu to renounce this sit-at-home, and he did it in written form. In his own handwriting, he wrote that, look, sit-at-home of any sort. And when he said of any sort, he was referring to even on days when it's brought to court. Yeah. This economy of the Southeast has suffered. Everyone can see.
You know, if you think you love your people,
you can't be watching them. No less than 250 people have been killed while this sit-at-home is being enforced, including security men and women. So now what IPOB has done is to say, okay, the Mondays will now be economic empowerment days. So it's no longer for sit-at-home, it will now be economic empowerment day. People who can't pay their school fees, people who are weak economically, they are now appealing to people to use such days to assist those people so that they can galvanize the economy of the Southeast again, because it's the Southeasterners who are losing. If you say, okay, Mondays, there should be sit-at-home, people will divert their businesses to neighboring states, and that's what we are seeing. Akwa Ibom, a lot of the Igbo guys now divert their containers to Akwa Ibom so that they can open their containers on Monday morning. That is their tradition. So on Monday morning that they want to open their containers, see what's in it. So they've resolved now that they will divert their businesses to those neighboring states, Delta, Akwa Ibom, and the rest. So that's what is happening now. I think everyone has come to the realization that this thing is hurting everyone, hurting the Southeast. And when I was reading that the governor, that Anambra cannot even make, by way of internal generated revenue, Anambra cannot make 3 billion in a month. With all the potential of that state, with the big market there, that's hot. With the level of commerce going on there, there's no way I can be convinced that even this sit-at-home has not played a part in ensuring that Anambra State does not actually make enough money. You know?
Kola, now when you look at the main cause of this agitation, they want better life, they want inclusion, they want to be integrated. That's what they're agitating for. That's what started this whole thing.
Oh my.
Do you think government, past and this present administration, sending any kind of signal that, look, that, oh, you're part of us. They want this inclusivity. They want to have a fair share.
Okay. I will try as much as possible to be, well, maybe ahistorical a little bit. Well, first, let me commend the present governors of the Southeast for taking the bull by the horn to end this. Sometimes last year, somebody told us that if the Southeast governors decide today that the sit-at-home should end, that it will end. And we are seeing that they started the agitation first. It was Anambra governor, and now the Enugu governor. And you know, they are making a lot of Now, let's go to the
Okay, caller,
agitation.
let me quickly pick this call. Case Andu is calling us from Owerri. That's Imo State.
Okay. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, Case Andu. Please just give us the situation there today.
The truth about it is that here in Owerri Metropolis, there is slight movement of vehicles and humans. But I am from Ihitu Boma in Okigwe zone. Like the last week I was in my village. On Mondays, you don't move around. It's not possible. It can't be possible. If you come back for weekend, you must stay till Tuesday before you come back. And this is how bad it is. You see, we are not enjoying it. We don't like it. But let me also say that the lackadaisical attitude of the federal government and state government over this issue is what is paining us, the citizens. What is the remote cause of this whole thing? That is another thing. Government has failed to address some of these issues. Like, for instance, what is actually keeping this man in detention after the court has actually proclaimed that he should be released? These are issues. We have also talked about.
Let me take it from there. Thank you, Kesandu.
Coming up all these.
Thank you, Kesandu. He added the Nnamdi Kanu, the continued incarceration of Nnamdi Kanu.
Yes, the reason for the declaration of the sit-at-home, I think it was tailored towards the release of Kano, and no doubt about that. A court of competent jurisdiction has ruled on that, and it behoves on the government to obey and release. But if you're talking about inclusion, generally in Nigeria, because of the kind of politics we play, identity politics, everybody's shouting and making, we are all shouting about inclusion. Oh, let us have more of this. Let us have more of this. Because first, we brought ourselves to the center, not because we also have that interest of everyone at heart. Remember, Nigeria was operating a regional approach to governance until 1966. The Ironsi, the Kaduna coup, right? Now, after that coup, Ironsi came on board and brought unitary government. Each region was developing without this central approach to development. It was because we came to the central P, that we brought ourselves together, that we are now shouting about, okay, include me in the center.
Okay,
no,
well,
sorry. No. See, if you don't hear this point, you may not. So if Ironsi had not brought the unitary approach to government, no part of the nation today would be shouting inclusion, because we would have been developing in our different regions. Honestly.
Julie, finally on this, do you think the continued incarceration of Nnamdi Kanu will douse the tension, as in reduce the tension if it's released?
I think so. I have repeatedly demanded that we take a second look at his matter and embrace the option of dialogue. I believe that if he will agree to renounce armed struggle against our country,
not to renounce that.
Yes, armed struggle.
The Biafra Republic. That is.
Yes, that's what I mean by armed struggle, because some of the demands are not, some of the modus operandi you can't say is peaceful. To an extent,
they want a referendum to be conducted.
Violence was introduced into it. So that's what I'm saying. If you agree to renounce armed struggle against the Nigerian state and recognize the fact that the Southeast is part and parcel of our country, there's no point keeping him. What are we gaining from keeping him in detention? And even the moves that he has made now shows that, look, it's possible for him to obey all the stipulations that go with his release. So I think government should look into that instead of simply saying, oh, let the case be decided in court and all that. It's not, what do we lose if we say, look, we want to embrace dialogue, and both sides sit together and say, look, in the interest of peace, this is what we should do. I believe that he too will be willing to.
Okay.